Good morning, ladies. I am so excited. We are back with day 4 of 100 Days of Praise and Positivity. I am Amber Masterson with Created Journey, taking you through this series, so we're going to jump right in this morning. For today, you're going to need some Tombow dual brush pens, a Ziploc bag, and some washi tape. And so it's going to be pretty simple, but it leaves a really unique pattern. So I started off by washi taping off my recharge at the top of the page, and I went ahead and washi taped off the Today I Praise God For so that I could come in and write on it. Next, I'm going to take my dual brush pens and I'm going to start writing on my Ziploc bag. Then I'm going to use a spray bottle, and I did spray it with water. You couldn't see it in the video, but I did spray it with water, and I'm going to start moving that on. Now, we're going to also do this in our Bible journaling, but I'm going to give you another way to do this in the Bible journaling, but we are going over a smooshing technique today. I'm going to dry in between layers, but then I'm going to add in a little bit of pink and a little bit of purple to add a little more coloring to the back of this page. Okay, so moving on, I am taking off my washi tape now that I've got everything dry, and I'm going to use a Pentel Feud, or it might be a Pentel Touch pen. It's a pink pen, to do my hand lettering up at the very top. And then we're going to come down and I'm going to start working on my verse. Now, I do use a variety of different pens here. You're going to see that I'm using a Posca right here. It is a thin Posca. I think it's a 1M Posca. And then I move down and I'm just still using that 1M Posca throughout. But then when I get to the very bottom, I wanted Pray to be bolder. So I ended up going, I believe that it is a 3 or a 5. I believe it's a 5. But then I come in with a white Unipen. And I love white Unipens. And it's just to add a little bit more character to the Pray. It's so bold, but I wanted to add just a little bit of unique character. And then I came back in with my Tombow pens to write the reason I am thankful today. I'm going to pause right here for a minute while we take a final look at what we just created. And let's just talk for a second. Day 5 has by far been my favorite devotion in the book so far. I feel like that this reminder was super important in my life. Being in ministry, it can be really difficult at times. The back end of ministry where you are hearing prayer requests and things going on in people's life, it can be very heavy at times. And so for me, it was a really nice reminder that even Jesus took himself away from the crowd. He went into the wilderness to pray. He went out to recharge because you cannot pour from a cup that's empty. So let's move on to the Bible journaling entry. I'm going to show you another way that I do the smooshing technique that you might prefer. So we're going to jump right in over there. In this, I'm going to be using the same supplies, just a little bit different technique. So when I start out, I always try to remember to washi tape off my verse. I did have a little bit of the color still left on my Ziploc bag, so I went ahead and pulled that off. And then I started using my glass mat to scribble on instead of scribbling my color directly on my Ziploc bag. It did give it a little bit of a different feel, and I honestly probably prefer this method of smooshing than the one we did in the devotion. I ended up going just with pink and purple on this, and I tried to dry between layers because as a page gets wet, it can tend to bleed, so if you dry, it might limit the bleeding a bit. I'm pulling out a number 5 Posca pen, and I'm writing recharge. I feel like that it was really important for me to remember this. This devotion, or this day of devotion, just really spoke to me and in my life at this moment. And then I did come below and I went ahead and recreated the verse that we had written in our devotion. Once I got done writing, I felt like that my page was missing something. So when your page is missing something, what's a good thing to do? Add splatters. And so that's what I did. I did try to direct my splatters away from my wording for the most part. To do splatters, I'm just using a really cheap black paint. It's called Apple Barrel. You can get it at Walmart. And I add water to it. And then I just put it on my paintbrush and I really tap my paintbrush. It does get a little bit messy at times, but I do like the splatter look. I like the way that it looks on my page. I like doing this kind of page when I'm pressed for time. We're going to go ahead and take a quick look at what we've created today. Ladies, leave a comment below. Let me know what spoke to you this week. If you want to be a part of our weekly recaps, go to Facebook, join the group, Bible Journaling and Faith. I want to hear from you. I want to know how you are doing, how your pages are looking, what God's speaking through you through this series. So follow me on Instagram. I'm at Creative Journey. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like, follow, comment, go join us on Facebook. Until then, I will see you next week, bright and early on Monday morning. Thanks, guys.